Hey everyone, Zia here and welcome back to the channel. I have some absolutely insane and important updates for you today, okay? Let's jump right into it. Zo fam, get ready for a wild ride. What if your favorite American icons aren't so American anymore? Big brands are ditching their stars and stripes in Europe, and you won't believe why. It's all about public perception, Zo fam. When you look at this data, the numbers don't lie. A massive 79% of Swedes, 66% of Germans, and 59% of French now view the US unfavorably. And right here on screen, you can see how this anti-American sentiment is pushing consumers to say they'll buy less from US brands. This shift is undeniable. So what's a global giant to do? Coca-Cola, for example, is hitting us with Made in Germany campaigns. They're pushing that 97% of their drinks are locally produced. And get this, Zo fam, the overlay here states, Coca-Cola, made in Germany. Even Fanta and Mezzo Mix were apparently invented there. But here's the shocking twist. While these companies say it's not about politics, McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczynski admitted there's a dimmed aura around America. And look at what this text overlay confirms. He sees consumers making choices to not frequent American brands as much. So what's the real story here? Is it effective or just marketing spin? Because here's the kicker. Experts are calling it the attitude-behavior gap. People might say they'll buy less, but the data often tells a different story. Tesla saw a dip, but for most brands, sales are steady. So, are these localization campaigns genius marketing or just a desperate attempt to appear neutral? What do you think, Zo fam? In other news, a surprising development has just come to our attention. Alright, you are not going to believe this. President Trump just threw down an epic challenge to NATO, demanding they stop Russian oil imports before he even considers new sanctions. What's really going on here? He posted on Truth Social, hitting back at critics asking why the US isn't sanctioning Russia directly. His response, a definitive "you first" to NATO allies. And look what it says on screen, Trump has ultimatum, I'm ready when you are. But here's the wild part. He declared NATO's commitment to win is less than 100% due to Russian oil buys. To end the war, he proposes 50 to 100% tariffs on China. He says, look at this on screen, tariffs on China, break the grip. This, he argues, will break China's grip on Russia and end the conflict quickly. Talk about a chess move. But wait, for all his tough talk, Trump conspicuously left India out of his latest demands. Remember earlier when he called for 100% tariffs on India and China? Now, he seems to be reeling back on India, sparking speculation of a separate US-India trade deal. And the fallout? India has pushed back, calling out the duplicity. Even Adani Group has banned sanctioned vessels from its ports, potentially disrupting Russian oil shipments to India. So, is Trump playing political genius, or is the global energy market just a giant, complex game of you first? Drop your theories in the comments below. Alright, moving on to our next story. Friends, you are not going to believe what's happening. The Indian stock market is on the brink of an explosive, unprecedented surge. But what triggered this sudden, massive shift? Is it a secret handshake? A hidden strategy? We're diving deep to uncover the truth. Friends, remember those tough times? Look at this graph showing the 50% tariffs that jeopardized trade talks, making US-India ties truly sour. But then, after intense pressure, a few positive social media exchanges, a digital handshake, and everything began to change. The tension started to melt away. And here's the wild part. Trump's new ambassador nominee, Sergio Gore, just dropped a bombshell. He hinted at a potential Trump visit to India by November 2025, confirming the US commitment to Quad. Look at what he explicitly stated right here on screen. This is the game changer everyone missed. Analysts are already predicting a massive gap up opening on Monday. And the implications are just mind-blowing. Nifty 50 could hit new, historic peaks, reaching 25,800 or even 26,000. Take a look at these critical sector predictions and targets right here on screen. But here's the kicker. This market rally isn't just about Trump. It also hinges on major US Fed rate cuts, the implementation of GSD2, and even a potential Vladimir Putin visit. So, friends, What's the real endgame here for India's booming market? What are your theories in the comments? Okay, from the world of politics to the world of entertainment. Okay, investigators, get ready. Gold prices are about to make a move that could rewrite the entire market playbook. But is this a golden opportunity or a glittering mirage? What's the real story for September 2025? Our insider, Jatin Trivedi, is dropping a bombshell strategy for gold investors. Look at this. He says it's all about buy on dips. And the current gold futures, as you can see, are resilient, hovering near Rs 108,979. But here's the wild part. The technical indicators are screaming bullish. We're talking EMAs holding firm and MACD confirming a massive positive trend. This isn't just speculation. Investigators, the data is lining up. And the implications are just mind-blowing. This expert sets the target at Rs 110,000 with a critical support level at Rs 109,000. Break below Rs 108,600. That's when weakness resumes, but for now, it's all about the upside. So, with all these bullish signals and a clear strategy, are we about to witness gold's epic surge? Or are there hidden currents that could change everything? What's your play, investigators, in this high-stakes gold game? And now for something on a lighter note. You are not going to believe what we uncovered, guys. At 81 years old, this tech titan just briefly surpassed Elon Musk as the world's richest man. How is he doing it? And why is he suddenly at the center of AI, Hollywood, and even the future of TikTok? Okay, guys, let's dive into the receipts. Larry Ellison's Oracle stock just surged on a massive wave of AI contracts, including a huge deal with OpenAI. Look at this graph. We're talking about $455 billion in outstanding contract revenue. As you can see by the text overlay, Oracle's $455 billion AI boom propelled him past Elon Musk, making him the world's richest man, if only for a moment. But here's the wild part. His family, fresh off taking over Paramount, is now eyeing a bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. And get this, President Trump himself gave Ellison his blessing to buy TikTok. Talk about influence. Look at the text overlay here. Hollywood and TikTok, Ellison's next moves? It's a full-on cultural power grab, and it's happening right now. And this is where it gets interesting. Ellison once said, "I'm addicted to winning," and he lives it. This isn't just about business. It's about absolute dominance, even owning an entire Hawaiian island, Lanai, which you can see in this incredible aerial shot. He's also a huge admirer of Elon Musk, even funding $1 billion for the Twitter acquisition. The text overlay highlights the winning, obsession, and secret island, proving his empire extends far beyond just tech. From building AI data centers to influencing media, and even donating to longevity research because death has never made any sense to him, Larry Ellison is not just building an empire, he's shaping the future itself. So, guys, what's the real endgame for a man so addicted to winning, who wants to live forever? Okay, up next, you guys are not going to believe this. A Dallas hotel manager, brutally murdered in front of his family. And the killer? He was an illegal migrant with a removal order who should have been gone. How did this nightmare happen? We are talking about Chandra Nagamalaya, a hardworking hotel manager. His killer, Yordanis Cobos Martinez, had a final removal order, a criminal history so bad even Cuba refused him. Yet he was released right before Biden left office. And look at this overlay. Illegal migrant, released JAN 13. But here's the wild part. After days of silence, Republican leader Vivek Ramaswamy condemned the killing, calling it horrific. But when you look at his statement, something is missing. See the text overlay. Political backlash, origin omission. Social media exploded because Ramaswamy, of Indian origin himself, never mentioned Nagamalaya's Indian roots. What was he thinking? Democrat Ro Khanna spoke out, pointing to the killer's violent history and undocumented status. But the Indian diaspora noted a disturbing trend. Mainstream media, as our overlay, mainstream media, playing it down, suggests, seem to downplay this tragedy compared to other recent incidents. And this is what nobody is telling you. So we have a brutal crime, a released criminal, and a political firestorm about what was said and unsaid. The question remains, in the face of such tragedy, Where do we draw the line between political messaging and simply acknowledging the full story? And just when you thought the day couldn't get any stranger. Okay, you are not going to believe the latest bombshell from Manipur. 10 powerful MLAs from the Kukizo community just dropped a letter that shakes everything up. Can peace be built when people refuse to live under the same roof? They formally appealed to Prime Minister Modi, saying their community faced ethnic persecution and was cleansed from the valley areas. Look at this statement they sent, clearly highlighting their claims. But here's the shocking twist. These legislators, including 7 from the ruling BJP, demand a separate union territory, saying Kukis and Maydays can only live as good neighbors, never under the same roof again. That's a direct quote from their memorandum. Look at it right here. But then Prime Minister Modi visited, pledging peace and development for Manipur, calling it a Ratna of India. Yet, Kukizo groups boycotted his events. The public reaction has been fierce. They stated, "Our mourning is not yet over, our tears have not yet dried." Look at this powerful quote on screen. They even rejected the extension of the suspension of operations agreement, clarifying it's only binding on signatory groups, not the wider Kukizo community. So, what's the real endgame here? Can peace ever return when the very idea of unity is fractured? Now, for a look at what's happening in the world of finance. The financial world is abuzz. Hundreds of companies are making moves that could seriously shift your investment strategy. Are you ready for the deep dive? Okay, you are not going to believe what we uncovered. Starting September 15th, an insane list of companies, including giants like IGL and Dixon Tech, are going ex-dividend. Look at the screen. The ex-dividend marathon begins Sep 15th, is already heating up. So what exactly does ex-dividend mean? The stock becomes like 2 separate entities, one carrying the dividend, one not. Look at the text. What is ex-dividend? The hidden truth is about what happens when the share price adjusts, no longer carrying that payment. But here's the wild part. It's not just dividends. We're also talking bonus issues like GHV Infras 3, 2, and stock splits from Kesar Enterprises. And the text says bonus and split mania, GHV, Godfrey, Kesar lead. These corporate actions are hitting hard, changing share counts and prices across the board. And the implications are just mind-blowing. These aren't just technical adjustments. These are strategic moves by companies. What do you think this means for your portfolio next week? Are you ready to dive into these opportunities, or is this a massive red flag for caution? All right, that's all for today. Don't forget to hit that button. It really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next Zone News.